What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Articulated 77 YouTube channel. Today we're gonna check out this big bin full of Jakks WWE action figures. I believe there's a few WCW Marvel figures in here. There might be a couple broken Mattel figures, but majority of this box contains Jakks-specific wrestling figures. I'm going to drag it over to the photo booth and I'm going to start pulling them out one by one. There'll probably be a part 2, maybe part 3. There's a lot of figures in here. So yeah, let's go to the photo booth. Alright, so we're back at the photo booth and I'm just going to start pulling them out one by one, maybe giving a little history lesson on some of the figures I've owned and whatnot. First and only in-boxed Jakks figures that I have are Mick Foley and The Rock. This 2-pack. I actually got this at a toy show before the world went to crap. Really miss toy shows. Yeah, it was just one of those sets where I saw it and I always wanted it as a kid, so I had to grab it. Let me know if you guys want to see a unboxing review of this set. Part of me wants to keep it in box, but maybe we'll open it up one day. There's enough demand for it. If this video gets 50 likes, we'll do an unboxing. How about that? Alright, so yeah, there's the first and only figures I have in box from Jakks. Obviously this is when The Rock came back in 2004, I think, to save Mick Foley from La Resistance, the French-Canadian group, I guess. Yeah, so pretty awesome 2-pack. Now, let's start bringing out the loosies. I'm just going to start pulling them out, maybe piling them up right over here. Alright, first up, I don't know all the names of all the wrestlers. I got one half of the Nasty Boys here. Probably should know my history on these, but I just know them as the Nasty Boys. Here's the other Nasty Boy. Probably should have did my research first, but there's the Nasty Boys. I got lots of classic superstars in here. Yeah, awesome jacket. I'm going to start actually laying them down over here. There's quite a few in here. Next up, we got Mean Gene. Mean Gene, classic superstars. He's a little tall. Should be a little bit shorter. That's Jakks though, right? You know, scaling wasn't a priority over there, I guess. Next, we got Iron Sheik. Iron Sheik, yep, it did fall off. He did have his headdress thing. It's a little stained up there. Got some of these classic superstars recently from a good buddy of mine. Yeah, there's the Sheik. I think most of the ones on the top here are classic superstars. Like this one, Shawn Michaels. Now, I did alter this Shawn Michaels a bit. This is a different head from a Titantron Shawn Michaels. The head that originally came on this body, the ponytail broke off and the eyebrows were gone. So when I ended up finding, actually I think I got this head off of my buddy. I ended up just popping it off the Titantron body and throwing it on here, and it looks pretty good, I think. Pants are a little worn out. I played with this figure a lot when I was a kid. So yeah, there's Shawn Michaels. Next up, we got Rico. Ruthless Aggression Rico. With the leopard pants. Next, we got Jake the Snake Roberts. I think this Jake the Snake Roberts is awesome. He comes with Damien, obviously. He's in the bag there. think this was the 2-pack that came with Austin. Classic Superstars 2-pack. Awesome figure. Snake's cool. Awesome detail on the jacket. Yeah, just one of my favorite Classic Superstar figures that I own. Jake the Snake. Next up, we got Rocky Maivia. This was one of the first Classic Superstars I actually got. Came with the Intercontinental belts. This is The Rock when he first jumped on the scene of wrestling. Always liked this one too. Huge fan of The Rock, so awesome. Rocky Maivia. Next, we got Super Crazy, I think this is. Super Crazy. Mexicool, one of the Mexicools. High Flyer, ECW guy. Next, we got another Mexicool. Psychosis, I believe. I remember when I got these when I was a kid, I thought it was just so rare to find these guys just because they were new, and I remember just going to Walmart and seeing them, and I was fortunate enough to get them. So that was a pretty cool find back in the day, back in the 2003, 2004 days. Probably 2004 or 5. Next, we got Bradshaw Apa. Just before he, I think just before he turned into JBL, he came back and he had his hair cut, and still with Farouk in the APA, but didn't last too long. But there's JBL, or Bradshaw. Next, we got Titantron Mcfoley, or Cactus Jack, either or, I guess. I think it's just Mick Foley when he was kind of commissioner around this 2000, 2002, 1999, maybe, 2000, around that time. He is missing a finger, but still a cool figure. Next, we got Doink the Clown, Classic Superstars, Doink the Clown. Don't know which Doink the Clown it is. Apparently there's been 3 people that have played Doink the Clown. But, yeah, pretty cool Classic Superstars figure, Doink the Clown. Next, we got the most basic Rob Van Dam figure ever. No designs on his attire. No gloves. I think he wore gloves. No knee pads, nothing. Yeah, just... I think this is a Backlash figure that you'd find for like $5 at like Walmart or Kmart, and probably in the States. Yeah. But yeah, there he is. Rob Van Dam. Next up, we got Ziggler. Before he was Ziggler, I think his name was Nicky. Part of the Spirit Squad. Yeah. Before he was Ziggler, he was part of I guess you could say a cheerleading squad. He was the only one I ended up getting from that squad. He's the only one left in WWE. I'm pretty sure that's part of that squad. Next up, we got the boss, the man, Mr. McMahon. Awesome figure, I thought. I actually got him recently, and I was scared when I opened him that this jacket would be all like sticky and gross, because Jakks figures sometimes tend to do that with the rubber they used for their figures. But no, he's good, feels good, great shape. Happy to have him, Mr. McMahon. Gotta have Mr. McMahon in your collection. Next up, we got Jerry the King Lawler. Jerry the King Lawler. Another one, Classic Superstars. Hat comes off, or the crown comes off. Awesome figure. Wish I can get a Jerry the King commentary figure. Probably the Raw Titantron one would probably do for me. But for now, this one's pretty cool. Next, we got another Classic Superstar, Brutus, the Barber Beefcake. Cool looking design. The shirt is pretty cool. I like how it has the rips and all that. Yeah, Brutus Beefcake. Sweet. Next, we got this Bubba Ray from like one of those sets where you got to connect all the rings together, and they're kind of more statues than they are figures. It has a bit of articulation. I always like the face on this. Yeah, Bubba Ray. So yeah, there's a bunch of different kind of figures in here. They're not all just Titantrons and Ruthless Aggressions, but another recent pickup I got from Bounty Hunter Toys. Shout out Bounty Hunter Toys. Lita from that 3-pack with Jeff and Matt that I really wanted as a kid and never got, but popped into Bounty Hunter Toys not so long ago and found this for like $10. So I thought, I don't have a Lita, so gotta have a Lita in the collection, even though she screwed Matt. Damn you, but she's still awesome. Yeah, Lita. Next, we got Umaga. Umaga. Rest in peace. He was definitely a very intimidating looking guy. I remember when he just beat the crap out of Steve-O in the ring when they were promoting Jackass or whatever it was. He wasn't selling it, and Umaga made sure he would feel it. Yeah, Umaga, great figure. Rest in peace. Next, we got Junkyard Dog, another classic superstar. Most of their accessories are all put away somewhere. It's actually pretty hard to get the chain wrapped around his neck on this figure. But always liked Junkyard Dog. Used to have an LJN of him back in the day, but like most LJNs, they ended up using or getting used as dog toys or something. And I don't unfortunately have many left. Next up, we got Rey Mysterio, Ruthless Aggression, Rey Mysterio. I think I got this off a buddy a couple years back. Rey Mysterio is pretty awesome. So many figures of him, so many designs. As the major boys would say, he's very toyetic. You can just make so many of them. Not the only Rey here in this box, so I'm sure we'll see him again. Next up, we got Booker T, the five-time WCW champion. He actually might have won it again. I have no idea, but that's what I remember. I think this Booker T is sweet. Red trunks. No elbow pads, but yeah, there you go, Booker T. Next up, we got Tito Santana. Another classic superstar. I got him in a lot recently with a couple other of these classic superstars. Yeah, great figure. He's got the sombrero on the back there. Tito. Next, we got another one of my favorite classic superstars, Mankind. Comes with Mr. Sacco. The arms are always sticking out, so it's kind of weird. But yeah, awesome figure. Mankind. Next up, we got Test. I believe this was a Test I got from a toy show for $5 or something. I think this is the Test that came with Stacy Keibler in the 2-pack. Yeah, rest in peace, Test. I think he was a pretty good wrestler. Died way too young. Canadian too, so extra bummer for me. Yeah, Test. Next up, we got Davari, Muhammad Hassan's manager at the time. Comes in the 2-pack with Muhammad Hassan. Yeah, not really much more to say about him. He's still doing wrestling stuff, I think. I think he's in the indie shows and whatnot. Maybe he's still in WWE. Just hiding somewhere. But yeah, there's Davari. Next, we got Titantron Road Dog. Pretty decent Titantron, actually, I would say. I'd actually be fine with putting this up with my Mattel versions because I can't find a Road Dog Mattel anywhere. Need a Road Dog and a Billy Gunn for my Mattel collection, but this Titantron figure is pretty sweet. I think it looks a lot like him. Yeah, Road Dog. I'm not sure what set this is from or anything, but awesome figure. Next up, we got Rated R Superstar Edge. Another Canadian hero. Cool figure. I think I got another couple edges in here, but this one's probably the best one I got. I really want to get the Edge head ringside exclusive. That set looks awesome. Yeah, there's Edge. Next up, we got another classic superstar. We got Sergeant Slaughter. Another one that I think I got off a local seller here a few years back. Great guy. Awesome character, Sergeant Slaughter. G.I. Joe. Yeah, there's Sergeant Slaughter. Next up, we got the other half of the APA. We got Farouk. Shirt's a little banged up. Yeah. Ron Simmons, Farouk. Damn! Had to say it. Yeah, Farouk. Next up, we got my first ever Rock figure. Titantron Know Your Role Rock figure. This is my second version. I have another version in this box somewhere. The one that I actually played with as a kid. It's beat up to crap. This one I ended up finding somewhere, and it's in pretty decent shape, so I had to buy it. Probably get it on card one day if I could, just because it was the first Rock figure I ever owned. He was my favorite wrestler, so know your role. Next up, we got William Regal. Ruthless Aggression. It looks pretty decent. I don't know, this might be like around 2004 William Regal, even though he looks pretty young here. But yeah, I think that's a Ruthless Aggression era. It's William Regal. Next up, we got another Rico. So this is the second Rico I got. I think this was just another one of those times where I was just at Walmart and I was with my parents and I was just like, oh, can I get a wrestler? And he was the only one there that I didn't already have, so I ended up just picking him up. Or he might have even came in a 2-pack with Charlie Haas. I'm not even sure. I don't even remember, but there's Rico. Next, we got Dude Love. Classic Superstars, Dude Love. Mick Foley is another one of those guys that's just, he's dedicated his body so much to the business that he's just an absolute legend. One of the best to ever do it. Might not be the best technical wrestler, but just the stuff that he's done for the fans and for the show is just amazing. Next up, we got GM Stone Cold, I think. I think this came with Eric Bischoff in a 2-pack. Another one of the first Ruthless Aggression figures I got back in the day when they first started coming out with this style of figure. I always was confused by the writing on his shirt. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it says Teve Austin. The S is just completely scratched off. I think I did color in some paint marks missing with black marker, but yeah, there's Stone Cold GM. Next up, we got Devon Dudley, half of the Dudley boys. I thought this 2-pack, he came in a 2-pack with Bubba. Thought it was, well, here he is right here. We'll just pull him out together. Yeah, I thought this 2-pack was awesome when I got it. It's got some weird legs, though, I would say, Bubba Ray. But yeah, awesome 2-pack. Next up, we got Shelton Benjamin. I believe I got this Shelton in like a crazy box set that came with like 6 wrestlers. I think it was him, Charlie Haas, La Resistance, John Cena, Randy Orton, maybe someone else, I don't remember, but yeah, that's what that Shelton's from. Awesome to see him come back recently. Always thought he was good. Next up, we got Renee Dupree with his blonde hair. Another guy I kind of obviously didn't like him, but that just means he was doing a good job. I used to hate that stupid dance he used to do all the time. But then again, he was a good heel, so I always kind of liked him. Renee Dupree. Next up, we got Titantron, or somewhat Big Show with hair. I don't know if this is the same body they used for Classic Superstars Andre. If they did, I guess let me know in the comments, but that's why I kind of always wanted a Mattel version of Andre, just because I think the Mattel version is probably better than this. Just take that head off, put Andre's head on, switch the arms out without the tats, and you pretty much got Andre the Giant. But yeah, there's Big Show. Next up, we got, I think the only deluxe figure I got is this Batista. I thought for being a deluxe figure, it matches perfectly with Batista because the guy's jacked and just makes sense. Unlike a deluxe like Rey Mysterio or something, which doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I always thought this Batista figure was awesome. Still need to get an elite Batista. I'm just waiting for the perfect one, probably around this era. Yeah, the Animal, Dave Batista. Next up, we got GM Kurt Angle with his jacket. Another awesome wrestler. Actually, I remember when Big Show threw him off like this ledge and like looked like Kurt Angle died. He was like bleeding out his head and his leg was all weird and whatnot. He was just like laying there. Oh man, I miss old wrestling. Next up, we got Muhammad Hassan, another character that had to suffer from what was going on in the world, really. Quick note, he's actually not Arab, or Arab, I guess they say. He's an Italian person, apparently. So, yeah, interesting little fact there. Muhammad Hassan, forget his real name, but interesting part of WWE history. Next up, let's go with Rhino. Another cool figure to get as a kid. I don't think not many of my friends. I only had a couple friends that collected wrestlers, and they always thought that me getting Rhino was pretty cool because he was kind of hard to find. I think this one came with Benoit in a 2-pack. Rhino. Next up, we got the Boogeyman. The Boogeyman, Ruthless Aggression. I think I still have his accessories. I don't remember if he came with his stick that he comes out to the ring with. I don't remember, but yeah, awesome figure to have. Boogeyman. Next up, we got Kane without his mask. This was, I think, one of the first maskless Kane figures that came out. I remember seeing the Jakks Pacific commercial when I was watching Raw one day, and when they announced their new figures, and Kane was one of them. I was like, oh my god, I have to get that Kane without the mask. And this was like one of those holy grail finds as a kid, going into Walmart. Oh my god, there's Kane without his mask, no way. Yeah, one of my favorites as a kid. One of my favorite wrestlers. Awesome theme song, Finger 11, Slow Chemical. Yeah, Awesome, Kane. Next up, we got Earl Hebner. I believe he came with Matt and Jeff Hardy in a 3-pack. Don't have the Matt and Jeff anymore. Actually, I might have the Jeff, but I definitely don't have the Matt anymore. But yeah, there's the ref, Earl Hebner. Next up, oh, look at that. We got another Maskless Cane. This one more with a angrier face. And accurate glove on his hand. No arm pad. This is more later after he removed his mask. I can't wait for the new Mattel Kane with the 2003 look, with all the stuff all over his face and the hair piece still on him. That figure's gonna be awesome. But yeah, 2 Kanes. Next up, let's go over here. We got the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Another classic superstar. It's got the money sign on the boots, money sign on the trunks. Awesome figure. Next, we got the Doctor of Thugonomics. This is the John Cena, I think, that came in that box set. Yeah, another one of my favorite toys as a kid. He just got so popular. I remember when he came on the scene and fought Kurt Angle and had his feud with the Big Show with the U.S. title and whatnot, and then boom, became super popular after that. Yeah, John Cena. What else is there to say about him? Legend. Not a lot of people like him, but I think he's put his foot down in the wrestling world. He's a great human being too. Next up, we got Carlito. Sorry, Carlito. Another one of those guys I thought was pretty interesting when they bursted on the scene. Like, the guy used to just spit in people's faces and spit in apples and whatnot. Can't be doing that nowadays, I bet. But yeah, Carlito, another cool figure. He's a little loosey. He actually came like that, if I remember. Next up, we got War Tony. I think this is supposed to be JR. There are a few bone crunchers in here. Not many, but there are a few. Yeah, Raw's War, JR, War Tony, whatever one you want. Hilarious. Next up, we're at 27 minutes already. All right, we got Rey Mysterio. Another one of those Mysterios that I always thought was cool. I think they ended up making a lot of Reys with this head scan, his mouth open. Pretty big head, actually. But I thought this Rey Mysterio was pretty sweet. Don't remember what set it's from, or if it was a 2-pack, or it's hard to remember these days. But yeah, Rey Mysterio. Next up, we got... Alright, now this one is a special one. This was my very first ever wrestling figure. Not counting LJNs that were handed down to me from like my uncles and whatnot, but this Sting Smash and Slam figure was my very first ever wrestling figure. I think I was about 4 years old when I got it, maybe 5. Yeah, just... I can't believe I still have it. It's in played with condition. But yeah, just an awesome figure. I wish I could get it mint on card just to have it again. Yeah, there's NWO Wolfpack Sting. First ever wrestling figure I ever got. Next up, we got another classic superstars, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. I think this was another first classic superstar, like one of the first few I got. Don't really know too much about him. Not really my era. I was born in the 90s, so honestly liked him because of the video games he was in. He was in Here Comes the Pain, and I think a couple other SmackDown games, but always thought it was cool. Next up, we got another classic superstars. We got classic I think this came in a 2-pack with Paul Bearer. I'm not too sure. I think I got this one by itself. I don't have the pallbearer, unfortunately. Yeah, another awesome, classic-looking Undertaker. Undertaker's probably in my top 5 favorite wrestlers. Yeah, I don't have his things that go on his boots, those gray things, but there he is, Undertaker, classic. Next up, we got, I don't know if this is considered a figure or an accessory, but we got the WCW tiny little referee. Came with Kevin Nash, I'm pretty sure. I'll put him off to the side. Next up, we got Ric Flair in his suit. It's just so weird how all the figures look the same, right? Like, same height, same size. It's the only thing that I hate about Jakks. I mean, I'm sure that's what everyone hates about them, but yeah, gotta have him. You gotta have Flair in a suit, because most of the time he was just like managing and whatnot. He would wrestle a lot too, but he was always like with Evolution and whatnot wearing a suit, so it's fitting. Ric Flair. Next up, we got another classic superstars, 1, 2, 3 Kid, or Sean Waltman, X-Pac, I guess. Another classic superstars. I always thought his arms were weird, because they were a bit different than other Ruthless Aggression figs. But yeah, there's the 1, 2, 3 Kid. Next up, we got Chris Jericho. Ruthless Aggression. I like to call this one the highlight reel Jericho. I feel like he'd be rocking this outfit on his highlight reel shows. Another awesome wrestler. He's another Canadian wrestler, so I dig him. Yeah, Jericho. One of my favorite wrestling moves ever is the Walls of Jericho. Next up, we got Jeff Hardy. Ruthless Aggression, Jeff Hardy. I think I got this figure at a thrift store, actually, for like $3. Pretty decent find. He's in decent shape, too. He's got a little scuff on his nose. His arms are a bit wobbly. There's something shaking inside of him, but awesome Jeff Hardy figure. I think we're going to end it there, though, folks, for part 1. We still got a pretty hefty amount left in here. Maybe we'll save that for part 2. Make sure you guys come back for part 2. I'll probably upload part 2 in a couple days, maybe tomorrow. If you guys like the video, make sure to give it a good thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't, and stay tuned for part 2. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.